have a Muslim going for a Democratic Senate in Michigan in a predominantly Christian country. Yeah, you heard that right. You heard that right. It is crazy. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. We have Muslims that are trying to get in our government. They're trying to get in our government. And we should not allow this to happen. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button so this video can go out into the algorithm to people just like you, and it can help this channel grow. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. So someone shared this with me, and it says, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I probably got it right. I don't know. But El Said, defense of Sharia law stance sparks online eruption from Christian conservatives. He's done. That's what someone said. So it says right here, and let me make this bigger for y'all. Matter of fact, we may actually go watch a video because I seen a short on this. Just listen to this short. This is crazy. Just listen to this short. This is insane. I actually just played this short. Okay, watch this.
El Sayed also tried to equate canon law from the Catholic Church with Sharia law in Islam.
Canon law is the name for Christian law. Nobody is trying to push Sharia law on anyone else, just like I hope nobody is trying to push canon law on anybody else.
El Sayed also tried to equate canon law from the Catholic Church.
So this is crazy because it's nothing like the canon law. The Sharia law is nothing like the canon law whatsoever. Nothing like it. And so, we got this. We're gonna read this article. I finally found it. They say Michigan Democratic. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Probably gotta make this bigger for y'all. All right, that's better. Okay, Michigan Democratic Senate candidate Abdul El Said sparked controversy on social media Monday night after comparing Sharia law to Christian canon law during an interview with Fox News anchor Jesse Waiters. I guess it's Waiters, right? Or Waters. Getting rid of Sharia law is white supremacy, Waters said to El Said, bringing up past comment from the Michigan candidate opposing a ban on Sharia law and comparing those efforts to white supremacy. Can you explain that one? Sayad responded by comparing Sharia Islamic based Islamic my bad Sharia Islamic law based on religious texts to Catholic Church law and governance. Nobody is trying to push Sharia law on anyone else, just like I hope nobody is trying to push canon law on anybody else. Because we live in America where you should have freedom of your religion, else I had said. The comparison sparked pushback on social media from users highlighting the difference between the two viewpoints and tradition, right? He lies and say no one is trying to push Sharia law. Sharia. They are. And draws a false equivalency to Christian canon law. Andrew Koval, executive producer of the Charlie Kirk Show, posted on X. Canon law determines how Christian leaders, churches, and Christians should live, but the canon law is limited to affairs of the church spiritual community. Canon law grant great autonomy to the state. Koval continued, Sharia law is much more comprehensive, governing all aspects of life, and historically, and according to many contemporary Islamic clerics, dictate the affair of the state. Sharia law is incompatible with Western civilization. Political commentator Carl Jackson posted on it. I'm tired of El Sayed playing the victim card in attempt to avoid legitimate scrutiny of Islam. That is so true. That is so true. Yo, that is so true, Carl Jackson. This is what they play. The Muslim, they love to play victims, right? They love to play victim. They love to pull this victim card. And it's so crazy because this guy right here is using trying to say that it's like white supremacy just because they're not allowing the Sharia law. Bro, we know what you're doing here. We know what you're doing. You're trying to win the black people over. And it's crazy because in the comment section of this video, you do see black people like rooting for him. Insane. They have no idea what this guy is all about, right?
Not working. It just shoot.
So in the comment section, and we're gonna play this video, but you'll see um I mean people are rooting for this guy, man. And I know y'all can't see this, but uh let's see. I think I don't know this was in the video. I think this one right here.
And Rogers, they need to.
So, man, my son going crazy in there. That boy be wilding out every time I do a video. Um, see, I wish I would have brought this up earlier. I want to say it was
Not
this
working.
video.
Just shooting.
Anyway,
Like,
we'll read the comments after we play this video. But I was trying to find one comment in particular.
country. We both played football and lacrosse. We both love America. We both love freedom. And I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Absolutely. We'll see how much we agree on. I know I don't agree with you on this. You want to abolish ICE. Who's going to deport the criminal aliens from the country?
Well, you and I both know that long before we ever had ICE, we had INS. We were able to enforce our immigration policies without shooting people in the face and the back of the head. And we just celebrated our 250th anniversary. That was an anniversary of throwing away tyranny. Now, to bring that tyranny back under the guise of the U.S. government itself, that seems to me to be inconsistent with the freedom you and I both love.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, that's a dodge, Abdul. They did the same thing as ICE back then, INS. Do you know how many illegal aliens are in the country now?
They shoot people in the face and the back of the head.
Do you know how many illegal aliens are in the country now?
I mean, to your point, Jesse, let me just answer the question. To your point,
how many do we have?
Fewer when we had INS. To your answer, we had
exactly.
far fewer when we had
exactly.
INS, so
we now
arguably
have,
INS worked a lot better.
Abdul, listen, we had twice as many illegals now when we had INS.
So to your argument,
you have to have the manpower to do it.
If you want to do that correlation, we have ICE now, and we have far more undocumented people. So ICE is clearly not working. It's just shooting like American citizens in the face and the back of the head. So
well,
if you're okay
illegals
with that,
are shooting
then
people in the face
have to
too.
agree to disagree.
Abdul, you got a guy in Michigan.
So are American citizens.
You got a guy.
Just think, look,
let me just say something. Okay,
to get back to the conversation about the broader issues.
Okay.
Well, you cut me off, Jesse, and you said we're going to have a good conversation. So I'd like to do that. I just want to answer the point. When I travel the state, and I have traveled my state, more people are asking me about how they're going to afford their gas and groceries. They're not asking me about immigration.
Well,
now,
they also don't want to get molested. Abdul, you got a guy here from Southeast Asia, molested a kid. ICE just picked him up. You want that guy to stay in Michigan?
I'm glad that guy got picked up, but that's a different thing than saying that INS would not have picked him up. Jesse, you're too smart for this.
It's a bureaucratic game you're playing, and that's a dodge.
You point to him, you say,
That's crazy. The thing is, like, I see what he's saying, Abdul, but the fact that he wants Sharia law is insane. And so I think they was talking about the ICE debate. They talk about a couple other things. One tax millionaire. I'll do the Um, trying to find that Ashley. There's one part. Okay, there you go. Boom. Let's go right here. This is the good part. I don't care about all that. Like, I don't really get into politics like that. But this probably this is what we want. This is what we want, chicken.
Sharia law was white supremacy. Let's roll the tape. Go.
We were back then.
Okay, let's move on. You said getting rid of Sharia law was white supremacy. Let's roll the tape. Go.
I don't have to tell you that the same exact forces that drove native peoples from their land 2 centuries ago, destroyed Black Wall Street a century ago, bombed a building decades ago, and tried to ban Sharia law not a decade ago, that those forces are alive and well today.
So getting rid of Sharia law is white supremacy. Can you explain that one?
Do you know what canon law is? Jesse, I assume you're Christian, right?
Yeah, tell me.
All right, so canon law is the name for Christian law. I don't begrudge you your right to practice your faith as you choose. I don't know why the idea that I could practice my faith as I choose is a problem. Nobody is trying to push Sharia law on anyone else, just like I hope nobody is trying to push canon law on anybody else, because we live in an America where you should have the freedom of your religion. So the idea that you have somebody like Tommy Tuberville, right, who, you know, barely was good at coaching football, is out here trying to ban Sharia law when there's less than 1% of the Muslim community in America, as if somehow Muslims are out here trying to push Sharia law, that seems to me to be deliberately targeting the Muslim community because they're...
He's lying. They are trying to push Sharia law. That's what they want. He's telling a lie, bro. He's telling a lie. They even want to convert Christians over to Islam. Buddy out here lying.
Different. And I'm just saying that, like, I have no issue with people practicing their faith. In fact, I would never want somebody to push their faith on me, and I would never want to push my faith on somebody else.
Good, because no one wants you to get rid of your religion.
And so the idea,
no one wants that.
So, but when people preemptively go out there and start preemptively passing laws to ban something that's not happening, what you're trying to do is target a very small community because they're different. And this operates. I mean, look, I'm just going to say, there's statistical evidence that the president and the vice president
Michigan's
like to
kind of scary.
Simply
people
as a
don't
function
go
of my
for
faith.
that. You know, it's like men aren't equal from women. Like, it's like physical punishments.
You like to say the word. Look, Jesse, look,
people don't like
to
that
say
in
the
Michigan.
word
I'm just saying,
because it
I don't
seems
think
really,
that's a good
really
position.
And scary. Nobody's pushing it. No, but Jesse, nobody's pushing it. You know what the issue is in America, in Michigan?
What?
The issue that people are worried about is not that somehow somebody's going to come and push Sharia law on them. The issue in Michigan is people are worried about how they're going to afford their gas. The issue in Michigan is how am I going to see a doctor when I get sick? How am I going to keep my job? You're out here, honestly, you guys love to play this culture war game where you use these words that sound really foreign to avoid actually having to talk about the issues that everyday people like to talk about. Now, look, Mike Rogers is the guy I'm running against for U.S. Senate, and I know you've had him on your show. Maybe he answers questions. I don't know if he does.
I've actually never had him on.
Only, but look, you haven't. So he's ducking your show too because he's ducking. Look, can we all agree? Like,
I haven't
Jesse,
invited
you and I
him
are
on.
Going to have a debate, right? Can we all agree that Mike Rogers is a beta? Can we all agree with that?
I haven't even had him
Dude won't
on.
even come on your show because he's afraid of getting grilled.
I will have him on.
That guy,
and I'm sure it'll be great. But
Abdul, like, Jesse, let me just
can I back up
he's
for
out
1
here
second?
trying to talk about Mike.
Can I back up for 1 second?
Finish my point. I'll finish. I swear I'll be quick.
Okay, because Mike Rogers isn't here to defend himself.
He thinks he's running against Hassan Piker. Well, maybe then he'll actually come on your show. Maybe I'm doing you a favor then. But the guy's a beta, doesn't like to answer questions, and he dodges every debate. So I'm pretty sure he's going to dodge you too.
Need Mike Rogers on the show, but thanks.
All I'm going to say is this.
Thanks for booking it. You know, I agree. Gas prices are too high. Gas prices are too high. Abdul, pipe down 1 second. Gas prices are too high. Green New Deal's not going to help that. You said that we get to keep our doctor. I've been told that before. We were lied to. So let's move on.
Jesse,
you said here, I want to move on because we do have to hit a break.
No, let me just finish the point.
Please.
You told me you want to say something.
Go ahead.
And I want to just finish my point, okay?
Yeah.
If the only answer that Mike Rogers and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance have to this economy is to point to me and say there are scary words associated with him, I'm just going to tell you those scary words are not raising gas prices or keeping you from seeing your doctor. I'm interested in getting money out of politics, putting money in your pocket, passing Medicare for all.
So he said he want to do all this stuff. You know, y'all gotta be careful who y'all vote in, man. Because he's saying some of this stuff, it sounds good. Oh, gas prices and stuff, but you gotta realize who you're dealing with. This is why we, as apologists and as Christians, are trying to defend the faith and defend, you know, what is going on, defend the truth. Because they will get in, they like to be real slick and slide in and bring in this evil religion. You know, I talk religion. I don't really talk politics. But I know one thing. If he get in, bro, I feel for Michigan. I feel for Michigan. They try to make it seem like, oh, you know, you can practice your religion. No, go read the Quran. They are not for us. They're not for Christians. You think, oh yeah, let them practice whatever they want to practice. Let them believe in what they want to believe in. Okay, all right, okay. Go read their Quran. There, it don't. It contradicts the Bible. It contradicts us. They're not for the people. They're not for Christian. They're not for women rights. It's a messed up religion that allow child marriage. They allow cousin marriage. This is what the Sharia Law allows. It allow men to have multiple wives. It allow for men to be controlled over the women. Women had to wear a hijab. And y'all think it's just gonna be only for Muslim? Okay. Okay. Go ahead and let it happen. Y'all go ahead and vote this man in and see what happens. Y'all see what happens. You know, I just want to show this part of the video because this is very interesting. I did not know this.
Communist. Abdul admitted openly.
So this is Donald Trump talking about Abdul. And this is what he say.
That he wants to pack the Supreme Court with 23 far-left justices to shred the Constitution of the United States. His sister, very close relationship, celebrated the terrorist slaughter of babies on October 7th. His mother worked for an organization that gave hundreds of thousands of dollars to a gentleman named Osama bin Laden. Have you heard of him? Knocked down the World Trade Center. And he recently campaigned with a communist fanatic who says that America deserved 9/11. We deserved it, right? We deserved all that death. The Democrat Party is now running the most extreme, unhinged, anti-American candidates in the history of our country. Their party has gone full-on communist. Do you remember at the State of the Union, Tim Scott was there? Barrasso was there, Senator Barrasso, a great senator. I don't know what the hell you're doing so far. Where's Barrasso? Look at him. He's a great senator, not from these parts, but he likes these parts and he likes Tim Scott. But they were there, and I said at the State of the Union, our country will never be a socialist country, right? Will never be. Well, and thank you. No, I said our country will never be a socialist country, and I was 100% right. It's gone communist. Okay, so they skipped, Tim. They skipped socialism. They went like this. Forget socialism. They've gone head-on communist, not socialist. In fact, we're looking for some socialists. Are there any around, please? No, they've gone communist, but we're not going to let that happen. That I can tell you. It's never worked. In 1,000 years with different names, lots of different names, it's never worked once. In Florida, 3 days ago, Democrats nominated an official member of the Marxist Democrat Socialists of America Party for the U.S. Senate. This is the easiest race that I've ever seen. We have a great candidate, as you know. And I'm going to call her. I'm going to say this. There's actually pressure on her because.
So that's the video, and y'all see that what type of person this guy is. Um, his mom support all this crazy stuff. Insane. He want the Sharia law in Michigan. Insane. And that's why I'm not like I said again, I'm not a huge politic person, but that far left stuff is insane. Very insane. Very jacked up. The whole Democratic it's all about just live your life how you want to live. That's what I look at. When I look at Democrats, I look at like and I used to claim like I used to be a Democrat, but I'm more conservative than anything else if I was to claim something. But bro, they when the more I look at it, it's like, yo, they are allowing any and everything. It's like, oh, freedom for everyone and stuff, but it's just like you allowing so much evil through the Democratic Party. Like there's so much evil that is going through that because they just let any and everybody do whatever they want to do, and it's going against biblical principle. And so there's a lot of people that think just Republicans are evil. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there are some evil Republicans. I think there's just simply some evil people. There's some evil people, man.
For all.
Um, but to let a Muslim into the government is crazy. That's crazy. That's just diabolical, bro. That is diabolical. Um, but a lot of people are in this uh like going for this Muslim guy, right? Somebody said how embarrassing for Jesse. Um, another person said, I'm not paying for that. I seen a black person say something, and they was like they totally agreed with that guy. Somebody said, "What the hell was Fox thinking? Just changed my mind. Good job, Mr. El Sayed." Really? Uh, this interview just made me an Abdul fan. Insane, insane, insane. Like people really, really going for that guy. People like this guy got some supporters. Um, he got some supporters, man. I will say that straight up supporters.
Need to find some independent.
Because some people just thing is, a lot of people just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a Democratic because they're for the people." No, mm, mm, no, no, mm. Y'all, y'all really just don't know. Y'all really just don't know, bro. Somebody said Takia. Yep, dude is lying. Somebody see it. Some people know what they're talking about, right? Um, oh, someone said he doesn't even know the INS and ICE are the same. There are less illegal immigrants during the INS years because Biden didn't open the borders for years. Idiot. Someone said, um, only know about ICE. Only know what INS is. Um, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Someone said, stop giving El Said airtime. Fat, please do. Please stop. Not please do, but please stop. Crazy. Um, how American can believe any words? Okay, we got some people in here saying, look, don't believe this guy. Don't believe this guy. Um, somebody said Jesse got owned. El Said is at least 100 times smarter than that idiot. I mean, I wouldn't say. I would say that I don't think they. I think it's like they're trying to make it where it's like America is just a self, whatever. But we shouldn't, in my opinion, as a Christian, we shouldn't be accepting no Muslim type. They can live in our country if they want, but at the same time, like we shouldn't allow their law in our country, and they need to understand, like, hey, this is a Christian country, so you're gonna go by our rule, and hopefully they will see that you know their religion is not it, bro. Is not it. But most Muslims that live in America, to be honest, they don't even know much about their own religion. Even Christians too, they don't know much about their religion. There's a lot of people that are lost. There's a lot of lost people out there. Um, I don't know what he's talking about. Canon law being the Christian law. The canon is the Bible, that portion of the Bible that the Bible was put together. Yeah, yeah. See what he's saying. Um, yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Y'all let me know what y'all think in comment section, dude. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was trying to make this video last long, but I'm tired. I just got through coaching. We won our game. So congrats to my team. And yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you enjoy content, where we just look at things from a Christian lens. I figure I'll share this because this is just crazy stuff going on in this world. This is what happens when you have something like this going on. Crazy, crazy. But with that being said, man, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I'm out.